So we're going to be moving on over the weekend to putting up the battening for the work surface to go onto. Now, I bought the electric stapler, the Bosch electric stapler, which was very helpful. I've then used the Makita Air brad gun, and I thought rather than trying to bang screws in with sore thumbs, it might be worth getting a half decent quality nail gun. I didn't realise quite how big this was going to be, but this is a Clarke contractor nail gun, and its capacity was a 34 degree clipped head framing nailer, and it's at an angle, so I think it allows you to get into you know, between corners and things to nail stuff. The capacity of the nail is 50 to 90 millimeters, so pretty big, and it will work off of the compressor that I repaired in one of the last few videos. So we're going to have a quick peek at this. I did have a look quickly yesterday, and I wasn't going to bother videoing, but I thought, well, you never know, somebody else might be considering one of these, and I'm sure loads of people have got horror stories about accidents with nail guns. I wonder if it's easier if I pick up the camera now and try and do this one-handed. I really need a wider angle on this. It might be time to update the camera or start using the phone for filming. So yeah, basic instructions. Now, I did notice that there is no depth adjustment. It might have been only, well, I don't know, maybe on the more expensive models there is an adjustable depth dial, so maybe that's just not required. So simple instructions. I bought the matching brand of nails, so they seem quite expensive. I mean, these were £6 or £7 for 200, but you can buy, you know, a few thousand for an equivalent you know, multiple price. But I didn't think we would need much more than 200 anyway, and I doubt very much we're going to be using these massive ones, these 90 mils, but you know, who knows. I've got plenty of work to do in the garden this year, with decking and various bits that need building, so maybe I can actually use some of that. Now, I don't know whether I can do this one-handed. Let me just pull the bag off. Right, so I'm sat here merrily recording, and the camera had stopped recording for some reason. So I think I had just taken out the nails, and I was talking about some projects I've got, and then I was just lifting this out and taking it out of the bag, which of course I've now done. So I'm going to have to go back to where we were. So that's it. It is quite heavy. The nails slot in just in here. There is a lever back here that you pull back and then release, and I still haven't worked out what that is for, but we'll have a look in the instructions. Standard air fitting, and if it isn't standard, that is the standard, is it 1/4 inch BSP? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can take that out and change it. We have some oil and some Allen keys in the box for taking various bits apart, or if you get a jam you can undo these Allen keys. You need to put 2 or 3 drops of the pneumatic air oil into here. It suggests every couple of hours, so you know, of course that's not going to apply in my case. You of course can also fit one of the inline oilers into here. That screws in, and then airline into the other end. In this case, I think for my use I'll just put some oil in every 2 or 3 hours, which as I said is included oil and 4 Allen keys. Now this obviously it has a whole load of safety, well, I say a whole load of safety features, not entirely accurate. It's got two. You have to press that into whatever it is you're nailing into and then pull the trigger. You cannot hold the trigger and then push that in, that won't work. Yeah, there's a couple of safety features there. Aluminium instead of magnesium on the more expensive ones. It seems pretty well made, it's very solid. A lot of big Allen key, Allen bolts and things like that. The only thing that's a bit odd is this device here. It looks like it is, intentional, because it is screwed, bolted in either side with these bolts. It's kind of almost like an afterthought as a sort of safety shield, and the reason I think that is, rather than it being protecting in transit, is because these are all slotted. They've been carefully drilled and slotted so they will bend, and when you push this down it all distorts slightly, but probably gives some sort of protection for anything flying off. It's not mentioned in the user manual or in any of the pictures, but it does feel like a bit of an afterthought, just the way that is put together at the end. It's a bit rough. Yeah, I don't know. Be interesting to know what other people think. I mean, it's obviously a deliberate attempt at some sort of guard, but yeah. Have they had problems of people being stupid with these? I'm sure there's all sorts of stories of accidents with these nail guns. So anyway, there we go. I just wanted to show you that. Hopefully that will help a lot with what we've got to do tomorrow, rather than putting screws in with an electric screwdriver. I'm hoping this will make things quicker and possibly easier. Now the other thing I showed on the failed video was the nails. As I said earlier, I went with the same brand as the machine, but it makes no difference if they are strips, these paper strips at this angle, which was it 34 degrees? Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was 34 degrees. You can use any brand. They're not cheap. These were about £7 for a pack of 200. You can buy bigger packs from other manufacturers, but for what I'm doing to start with, I think that number, the 200, will be absolutely fine. There seems to be little point in buying 1,000 or 2,000 only for them to be sat there rusting away. So that was the 50mm size. That is going to be useful for wooden strawberry planter troughs that Madam wants built. This is the next one up, and 63mm. Notice the head. It's do a little focus. Come on, there we go. Just a little bit of the round top has been sliced off, and that will be for clearance in the machine, while still maintaining a good grip on the wood for, at the top. Not that these are coming out. So that is that. As I mentioned probably on the failed bit of video, eye protection, hearing protection, absolutely critical with these. Steel toe cap boots, all the protection that you can probably think of would be required before using anything like this, putting yourself at risk without the proper safety gear. Now these are 90mm and they are huge. The fact that it could drive something 90mm long into a tough piece of wood is incredible on 90 psi. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's it. We'll probably do an in-use video tomorrow. I've got a friend coming around to help me shift the 3-metre worktop that is in there at the moment. I was going to drag it out myself today and get the carpet down, but yeah, that didn't quite go to plan. I've had the ADT alarm guy here for a few hours this afternoon. I'll probably do a different video about that. yeah, very basic instructions here. Nail size, as I've already said, 50 to 90 mil. Apparently it's capable of doing 60 shots a minute. Wow. On a second. Magazine capacity 80. Compressed air consumptions 14.8 cubic foot per minute. Maximum allowable pressure is 120. Recommended 80 to 110. Well, we've got 90, I think. Quite loud, 112.5 dBLWA. Guarantee is 12 months. So yeah, safety of the nail gun, typical lubrication details, a little diagram of what you actually get. I think they could have included a strip of nails, you know, with it, frankly. Preparations for use, checking the air supply, oiling it, operation, how to load the nails. Oh, there's a release catch. So what that is, you can pull the slide back for the nails, and I think you can lock it in place, so you're not going to do any harm to yourself. I think that will pull back. Oh, there you go. I wasn't pulling it all the way back. So you pull it back, it locks into place. You can put this down, you can get the nails, you can fill the nails up, and then you can just pull that. I don't want to pull it back and let this go. Hang on. Well, you just push it forward and then that slides forward. I'm not going to just let it release. So yeah, that's what that extra lever is for. So seems pretty straightforward, reasonably foolproof. How to clear a jam, maintenance, storage, but there are no exploded view there, but there are no pictures with it showing the plastic bit around the nozzle, so it's obviously an afterthought for whatever the reason. Anyway, so Clarke contractor. I don't know whether anybody really in the trade would use this particular make. I know there's other ones. Is Passload, something like that, isn't it? And other brands. Anyway, there we go. Hope that was interesting. In use video tomorrow.